All right, day 6 of 100 days of Zero to Builder. We're learning how to code together. This is new to me, relatively speaking, as it is to you, some of you. This past week, we did a lot of really basic stuff. If you're wondering, hey, Keith, day 6, what happened to day 5? Every 5 days, every Friday, when this video was recorded, we do office hours. I'll link the first office hours video as part of this. We did it on LinkedIn. So come over and join us on LinkedIn for the next office hours. Today, we are starting off the weekend with learning to use and create functions. Super critical pieces of this. If you've played around and did some vibe coding, what we're calling vibe coding today, and you've created some more advanced programs, because you can do this easily with Cursor, functions are a really integral part of any application development in any language. Doesn't matter that we're using Python to learn how to code in this. We are using all kinds of functions, whether we're talking about JS, Node, JavaScript, Rust, Go, really doesn't matter. Functions are this ability to create a what I would have called back, in the 80s and 90s, a subroutine, a piece of the program that you can focus on as a developer on a team of developers. So you might be on a team of developers creating a overall shopping application, and you're responsible for the credit card payment portion of that. You will create at least one function or multiple functions that the rest of the team, rest of your development team, can call from their program, i.e., pay for this widget using the credit card function. So they're going to put some inputs into their call your function. Your function is going to execute, return the payment, the payment information, so the token that the payment was successful or failed, and then your team members will handle the success or failure of that payment transaction. Super critical part of this. So I'll show you what I'm working on today and where I'm kind of curious. I know from a high level how that works. So as part of today's lesson, I've asked Cursor to create a basic function in the same vein of our hello world to greet the user. So in theory, I can take the main part of our program, have the input that says, what's your name? And then call this function to do the greeting. It will greet me and then return back to the main program, and the rest of the logic can flow through. What I'm not sure of, and this is putting some of the AI capabilities we've learned to the test, and some of the lessons, is using a string called name. I get that. It's a variable. We should have learned that in our variable section. But it says in the Args section, the Args section, describing the input parameter. I don't know what Args is. Is that an argument? I'm assuming, because of just my experience in IT in general, that usually means argument, which would be, the naming the function greet underscore username, parens, Keith, close parens, and send that off. That, I think, is the argument it's talking about, but I'm unsure. So I will go back to ChatGPT, not necessarily Cursor, and ask about Args in Python. I'll then go in and talks about return session. Okay, what's a return? I know what a return is because that's very common in programming language. Do you know? And then the example section is very much something that I'm not accustomed to seeing. I think that is more of a coding documentation example than anything else. Again, I'm not sure. And this is where the learning with AI comes.